You're listening to the Call Kent podcast, where Kent C. Dodds answers questions and gives insights to software engineers like you. Now, let's hear the call.
Hi Kent, this is Milan. My question is regarding CSS, which I feel is a topic that you haven't touched in the last years. I saw only one recording from yours from 2018 regarding the topic. So my question is, what are your favorite ways, tools, techniques, tips, and recommendations at the moment for dealing with CSS? How do you basically deal with CSS in 2022? Thanks. Looking forward to hear from you.
And that was the call. Here's what Kent had to say.
Hey, Milan, thank you so much for the question, and I'm sorry that it sat in my queue for a while. I do have opinions about CSS. As a front-end developer, I've worked with CSS a lot, and I've done a lot of different approaches, taken a lot of different approaches over the years. And in fact, one of them early on, I got into Stylus, which is a CSS preprocessor. Really liked it, and I ended up building atomic CSS, basically, or atomic CSS utilities like Tailwind, except it, of course, I didn't work on it long enough or hard enough to make it into what Tailwind is now. Probably didn't have the vision for it, but I did have like a bunch of utility classes and stuff for one of my projects, and it was awesome. I loved it. And I really like Stylus too. Stylus is very powerful. But then at work, we were using Less, and Less was not as powerful. It was really frustrating going from Stylus as powerful as it was. Like iterating over stuff was just a cinch. But anyway, I've used all sorts. I used BEM. I used Spaghetti, like where nobody has any convention and everybody's wild and crazy and stuff. I built a CSS and JS library for React based on Glamour. It was called Glamorous, and which was the precursor to Emotion. I even have a blog post where I talk about why I deprecated Glamorous in favor of Emotion that you can go check out. It's kind of an interesting post. And I've used CSS modules. I've pretty much done it all. And so I can tell you, with the experience that I've had, there's nothing that I love more than Tailwind. Tailwind solves all of the problems that I was trying to solve when I was working in the CSS and JS world, without any of the drawbacks that you have when you're working in CSS and JS. So super, super fan of Tailwind. That's what I recommend everybody to use. CSS and JS is still not optimal, but it's not bad for a huge number of use cases. Tailwind is not bad for all use cases. Really, it's fantastic. So anyway, I hope that is helpful to you, and give Tailwind a look if you haven't already. Take care.
This has been the Call Kent podcast. Learn more about Kent at kentcdodds.com and get your own questions answered at kentcdodds.com/calls.